Settings. Starting. Okay. All right, now here we go. Putting this light on here. Boom. All right. Yeah. If you don't succeed, you try again. Well, we're gonna try to make this happen right now, man. Interview style. We're gonna make it happen. Don't forget, you guys want to get your music in real quick. We got the head out session coming up with myself and MD coming up in about an hour and a half. Please send your music, clean or dirty, don't matter for that show, for the head out session. Email for that one is D as in David, A as in Apple, Radio Show LA, D as in David, A as in Apple, Radio Show LA at gmail.com. So go ahead and send that to us right now. So get your music played in. We got the Insta Play coming up for the head out session coming up in about an hour and a half with myself and MD, and we may have a special guest also. Well, I did tell you that we was gonna have a guest for our IG show, but it didn't work out that way. But we decided to bring it over this way here on the radio show. Joining us now, he is a visionary and entrepreneur, real estate investor, and a whole lot more. He's gonna share some of what he is and what he's doing these days. We got Ken Austin right here. Ken, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Brother Dundee? I'm doing great today. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Good. Nice to have you on here. Thank you. First of all, thank you for coming through. And, despite our technical difficulties, we made it happen. We here now, so let's make it happen.
That's right. That's right.
yeah, definitely, man. So you got a lot going on. So first of all, the biggest thing happening right now, let's go ahead and get into that right now. As you know, we lost a life out in Wisconsin a few days ago, and we a lot of protesting going on. Another black life lost due to a senseless act with the police. I know you've been around the block, you've seen a lot. I'd like to get your thoughts on that on that right now. What do you think about that incident happening in Wisconsin and what we should be doing as a people and as a society right now?
Well, when I heard about that, again, it was really just a tragic situation there. It really touched my heart. And, it's about people just understanding that we have to come together in this thing. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about ourselves within our Black community. The only way that these types of atrocities are going to stop is when we show that we are willing to love each other and do the right things towards each other. Now, there's never any reason for any unnecessary police brutality or even brutality law taken into the hands of a civilian young kid of 17 years old that my understanding felt that he needed to control what was going on. I just have a hard time understanding how you don't understand that the beginning was a murder and the control factor was murder. I don't understand that. So we've got to do something about that. And there's a plan. I have a plan that would enable us to move towards a little safer environment. As a people, we need to have something happen right now. No more conversations that we keep having, the marches that we keep organizing. We try to do it peacefully, and we're infiltrated, and things go awry. So there's an obvious plan out there to not allow order, I believe, and I'm here to see if we can make something happen, within our own communities.
Okay, well, you say you got a plan. Now, I haven't heard much of a plan from anybody else that's out there. So let me let's go ahead and get to the gusto with it, man. What type of plan do you have in mind that you think maybe we can do as far as society is concerned? Tell me about your plan.
Well, we started off first with love, loving ourselves first. We have to force that love back on ourselves. Through slavery, that love was taken away and turned to hate. So we have to, just like that hate was forced upon us, we have to force love on ourselves. By doing that, that's going to bring in unity. That's going to make us unite. And once we're able to unite, then we're going to automatically understand how finances come into play. As a people, we will $1.2 trillion a year in spending. But on the community level, we only keep that 6 minutes a day. So what we need to do is understand that we love each other first. We've got to force that. That's just imperative that we love each other first. At uniting in that love that's going to unite us, we then come to see what we need to do in our neighborhoods. One, business-wise, we need to set up businesses, Black-owned businesses, more of them. Things that we are missing. We need to also probably look towards a sort of program to deal with our own issues. It's obvious that, unfortunately, calling the police doesn't always work in our favor. So we have to somehow come up with a plan to deal with our own issues, and at the same time monitor what's going on out there in law enforcement. Much more than that, I'm going to keep the fixings to myself. But we're going to be implementing this plan over the next 4 years. It is a process. It is a process. Unfortunately, we're going to have those of us that don't believe, those of us that are trapped in our minds, and those of us that really want to do something. So we've got to show what we're talking about. It's about walking it. It's not about talking it anymore. So I've decided in over a 4-year period to educate myself as much as I can in terms of the Constitution, in terms of what's law enforcement, our judicial end. My goal is that maybe when the position of number 47 is open, I can help get the right person up in there, if not myself.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully that position will probably be open, hopefully coming up in November. So, might be a slight change there. So, which would, probably make things a little better. Things I think will get a little bit more back to normal than what we have now. We if you want to go ahead and leave your comment below, everybody that's checking us out, we got Ken Austin right here. We got a very special edition here, interview style. We're just talking to him, just chopping it up. Supposed to be on IG, but it didn't work out. But it is on IG actually right now. So I am looking at IG for any comments if anybody want to leave anything on there, and I could read those to him, to Ken, while he's here. So let's go ahead. We're gonna take it all the way back to what you got going on right now. And now I read here that you also are a minister in a church. So tell us about that. What church are you at? How is that going these days as far as doing that online with the pandemic going on?
Right about now, I'm not actually serving in any church, and probably better so, because it allows me to do what I do freely out in the community. With COVID, we did shut down the church where I was, but I feel that we've got to restart in a different way. I would love to be able to go and sit back and in church and get my word on and get my praise on. But right now is a time for action. We do have to turn this thing around, and we need the church to have a bigger and better play in what we do. So one of the things that I will be doing is also getting around, starting to implement this program, this plan that I have, church by church, neighborhood by neighborhood. So in all actuality, me being a licensed minister, we are going to put this thing forth. It is going to happen, but it's one person at a time. It starts with me, and then it's going to start with you, and it's going to start with another person. So person by person, block by block, church by church, home by home, we hope that we're able to to bring about the change within ourselves needed so that we can show ourselves a worthy race of people, worthy of a life better than what we've been experiencing.
And okay, all right. Well, that sounds good. Now, you know, and talking to you and earlier this week, you were telling me about a something for coronavirus, that you actually have a coronavirus safety device. So why don't you talk about the coronavirus safety device? Might be something that we need to actually utilize in this day and time right now. So tell us about the device.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, our device is a French-made device. It's called Patouche, which actually means "don't touch that." We're looking at what happens when the mask and the gloves come off. What do you do then? So this device will allow you to not have to push any buttons when you're going in elevators. It'll help you open handles and pull doors and open up things and twist things. It's a handheld device made of an alloy, hyperallergenic alloy. So we're very excited about what we're going to be able to do with this device, coupled along with a nice spray of a topical technology that, my understanding, actually pierces the capsule of the virus and kills it. So with these two properties, with these two products, we're hoping to be able to do what we can do to help to stop the spread of COVID-19. My partners in France are a couple of guys that I played basketball with in the city. We're European champions. So this is a family thing. He told me, "Ken, we remember Normandy," is what he told me. So they've sold about 60,000 units in France, and we're coming here to do our part to make sure that we have a safer environment here in the United States.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. So this deal that you have here will be a way that you don't need to touch any handles or any doors or anything, and everything would automatically open for you, or is that the
no, it's not
what I'm getting here? The intention?
Not an automatic.
The thought process. Am I processing that correctly?
What it does is it's not an automatic thing, but you'll be able to touch buttons when you get in elevators or lift handles with it. You can twist things with an open bottle caps with it. So it has many uses, about 10, 15 uses in all. But it's a handheld device, and it's going to be very practical. We believe that it's probably going to be in need for a very long time, even after the threat of COVID has kind of subsided a little bit, and we can get back to a normal. I don't think COVID is going to ever go anywhere. It's here to stay, and so this instrument, this device, will be very important for us in the long run and moving forward.
Right. Now let's stay with COVID. Now you also tell me about, you had a serious theory on this COVID virus and how it came about and how we got it and where it came from. So let's shed a little light on that as well right
now. From day one, this COVID thing has been very suspicious to me. First of all, let me start by saying all those people that have perished and all those families that are mourning their lost ones due to COVID. My heart goes out to you. This thing, it's a handmade situation, and unfortunately, I just don't understand who we are that we sit down and create poisons and things to kill each other. But it's a man-made situation, and I think that it has come to us at a time that's very important. It's a political time. It's an economic time. It has everything to do with everything except for what it's supposed to be. About 4 years ago, President Obama told us that we would be involved in something like this. That, to me, let me know that there has to be some kind of practice. As a professional basketball player, we didn't go out to play a game unless we had a practice. We had to practice the plays of the other team. This right here, according to what we heard about 4 or 5 years ago, is our practice. I just don't think at 3 million people and a few thousand deaths, it puts us in a place of urgency. My wonder is how did the place where it started, Wuhan, 90,000 cases with 80,000 recoveries, and you hear nothing there. And here we are, 300 million only in the United States, 300, 400 million, and we're topping that number there. So I believe that this is an economic plot, as well as a plot to get an agenda in. That agenda being 5G networks, the radiation that's happening. Sometimes, man, I sit around at night and I just get a heat through my body. So we have a lot of things happening here. First, it happened in the first of the year. They call on this thing, and somebody says, "Go buy toilet paper." Now, I'm just going to run down some things for you. Go buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer. If you're looking at a pandemic where you're going to have to be locked in a quarantine and staying at home, why would you be going to buy toilet paper and not food? When you look back at what happened, things that were shutting down, everything was shutting down except for liquor stores and marijuana shops. Your grocery store shut down, but your liquor stores and marijuana shops stayed open. We've got to be able at some point to open our eyes and really look and really ask the right questions. Right now, we're looking at things reopening and another scare. I guess this has 2 or 3 cousins that we're looking at now. I believe that we're dealing with something that we've been dealing with the last 5 years. There's been people that have unfortunately had to die due to colds and flus in the last 5 years. We're right at those numbers. When you add what the possibility of what COVID could bring, and you put that on top of what we usually do, you can kind of see that there's a correlation. Again, my condolences, but when I go out to a place and there's 15 criteria that I'm asked, everything from a sweat to a muscle ache to not being able to smell, any one of those things gives me a diagnosis for COVID. I have to wonder about that. If you die and you had a runny nose or a high temperature, it's COVID. If you break your leg and die and you had a muscle spasm on the way, it's COVID. So we really just have to sit back as a country and ask the right questions. I do believe that this is something that should never have been done. So therefore, there are men that are responsible for it, and those men that are responsible for it, we should locate and treat them as we would as the criminals. Testing these types of things and letting them get loose and killing the amount of people that it supposedly has killed is nothing short than warfare.
Okay, that's what's up, man. We got Ken Austin right here. If you want to weigh in on that, leave your comment below on any of the social media platforms that you're seeing us on right now. I'm sitting there looking for comments. We can have him on for just a few more minutes, so you can always talk to him afterwards as well. I'm sure at the end we'll give you his direct social media platform, and you can talk to him direct if you agree or disagree with anything that he is saying. Right now, this is a special edition of the radio show. Right now, I'm holding it down, Dundee by himself. Don't forget, we do have the Head Out session coming up in about an hour and a half, so don't trip for you independent artists out there. If you want to get your music played, again, send it to D as in David, A as in Apple, Radio Show LA at gmail.com. D as in David, A as in Apple, Radio Show LA at gmail.com. So Ken, I want to touch on a couple of organizations I guess you're with as well. First of all, can you talk about the Cannabis Wellness Resort? And also, can you speak on Gift of Dreams? What is that about now? Those two organizations.
Yes. First of all, my as a professional athlete, my walk has always been one of good health and good nutrition. Cannabis, I've always thought, is an herb that's supposed to be used in a medicinal way. Yes, it also has its social properties as well. But the hemp itself is a marvelous product, and it helps me daily with pain that I deal with as an ex-basketball player. It helps me with sleeping at night, insomnia. Sometimes I can't turn off my thinking. But anyway, so we are planning a resort, a wellness resort around the use and treatment and the education of hemp, as well as the THC, its THC cousin. Gift of Dream is where we're going to start. We've already started. It's a college scholarship fund that is geared around a funding platform that will help bring business educational literature to our homes. Not only will we teach what we need to know about finances, but we're also going to it's also going to allow us the finances and money that we need to send our kids to college. So when I was coming out of high school, I wasn't taught how to do my taxes. I wasn't taught how to write a business plan. I wasn't taught how to raise money. I wasn't taught what kinds of corporations there were. So Gift of Dream is about helping to give this element of education to the family unit, and at the same time raise the money needed for that child to get into college and pay for it. We have to begin as a race to do like they do. There's nothing wrong with doing like they do. We must educate ourselves properly, not to go to college and get a career, which is another word for go to college to learn how to work, right, but to go to college and be business owners. So Gift of Dream is about taking not only the child from a very young age and exploring what their gifts and talents are, but also teaching that child and that parent how to manage money with actual money, something that we obviously lack in our community. We're geared toward riches now instead of wealth forever. So we want to change that mindset. If we want to be respected and we want to be looked at differently, we've got to be different. So Gift of Dream is here to help change how we do our finances and create a college scholarship fund for your inner city youth.
Okay, well that's good, man. That's a wonderful thing out there. I need Gift of Dreams right now. Matter of fact, to learn some of those things
right
that I didn't even learn. So some of the things that I'm having to learn now as an adult, I didn't get a chance to learn when I was younger. So I can use Gift of Dreams right now. It's a good thing. That sounds real good, real good. You saying?
When I went to City, again, I saw. Well, my God, I'm 18 years old now. Somebody tell me how to fill out a tax.
Oh, I know.
Hey, I don't want to work for nobody. I want to start this business. Somebody teach me how do I write a business plan.
Right.
So this particular platform that we use does have books that are, again, business educational literature that will teach us all that we can use in a weekly seminar. As the college fund grows for the child, we believe it's our responsibility to teach ourselves how to manage that money. You give $500,000 to a poor family today for their 10-year-old child's college fund, chances are by the end of the year it won't be there. So with the proper accord and proper understanding, and we think that we can change our mindset and just do like everybody else does. It's okay to patronize our own. It's okay to start businesses and work with our own. We see it every day in the community. You see your Asians with your Chinese food, and your Latinos with your taco trucks and the fruit and all these things. So we have to, instead of getting money and going straight to them, and it's nothing bad. It's not a bad thing. People, please don't think it's a bad thing. But instead of doing that, we need to first ask ourselves the question: where can I find this at a Black-owned institution? If you can find it, then try it. If you can't, well, then we know what we need to put in our neighborhoods. But then it's also very important that that business provider, that product provider, that Black business owner gives us the proper professional service and the best quality product that we can ask for in order for us to come back. And we've got to love each other in order to come back. So it's very important that everything, this is going to be, again, a 4-year walk, one person, one block at a time. And hopefully by the time 2024 comes around, we will have produced something that I don't care about the world, but something that we can be proud of as a community.
Okay, that's what's up, man. We got Ken Austin right here. We're just chopping it up right here. A little Behind the Mic podcast. You can hear some of this coming up real soon. Podcast. It'll be all on our social media platforms at Keyword DA Radio Show on all audio platforms as well. In fact, we're gonna put the link out there. We're gonna send Ken the link also. He'll be able to blast it down on his end. Finally, Ken, we're gonna touch on that. You're a professional athlete. You play for the Detroit Pistons. So let's go ahead and jump into that now. So first of all, how was it back in your day as opposed to how is it looking these days with the NBA players? I mean, I know that money is a lot more crazier these days than it is back then, but tell us about your experience back there playing for the Detroit Pistons.
Well, the money was no comparison. As a rookie, I think our minimum wage was $50,000. Today's minimum wage, I think, is $400,000, $500,000. It's a whole new setup. I made the argument many times that if these guys playing today couldn't have played with us, bad boys coming out there. You had Showtime and all. We were a tougher brand of basketball player. We concentrated more on the logic. It seems like they just taken the logic out of basketball. To me, the best shot is the shot that's closest to the basket. So that's a logical thing. So it seems like the logic is going out of everything. These guys are launching threes like it's crazy. So you've got the possibility of lots of points being scored right now. I think the Lakers had 80 points by halftime the other day in game 4 against Portland. It's entertaining to a certain extent because I did come up with the old school group, second wave of old school guys playing against Dr. J and Magic Johnson and Dennis Rodman and all those guys. Even though I tell people who know I played with the Pistons, you cut me and I bleed purple and gold. So I'm a Laker deep down inside all day long. And any good thing that I have to say doesn't have Clipper in it. So.
Okay. Well, that answered my next question of who you thought was going to win the championship this year, being in the bubble where they are. What do you think about that whole bubble situation down there in Orlando that they're in right now?
That's at first I didn't get with it, and somebody said, "Ken, just go ahead and watch it. It's great basketball anyway."
Right.
You're talking about a closed gym pickup situation. There's hardly any, not the same kind of pressure that you would if you had 30,000 fans screaming for you. You're not getting the adrenaline flow. So you have to find a way to motivate yourself.
Right.
The NBA is doing a great job with trying to bring back the feel that the stadium is full. It's I just try not to look up. I try to keep my eyes on the court and watch what's happening. So I see our guys understanding that we're still in playoff mode now. We're in playoff time, and they have to be able to now really be more professional than they ever were before, because now they really have to motivate themselves to get ready to play. So you got a closed gym pickup game type mentality, but still you're playing for, instead of playing for staying on the court next, you're playing for a ring, an NBA championship. So I see our team is beginning to do the things that we need to do to compete. There's lots of competition out there. Lots of competition. I'm looking at Boston over there with the guy Taco. That's going to be pretty tough. Taco's got game. New Orleans is coming up. You've got Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
Little kid at Dallas.
Yeah.
So we've got, it's a different kind of game, a different era of basketball. It's more geared towards a jump shot than it would be your dominant center. But watch this. Your dominant center is coming back. And you got guys like Taco Fall and this other little kid that's coming out there, 7'5", 7'6", and Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant, these guys that are 7-footers and rolling like guards. The NBA is going to change again. I think it's going to come back to a place where the big guy is again the most important player on the court, and he'll probably roll back inside where he's supposed to be. The game should be played from inside out. That's logical.
Yeah, it should be played. Well, it should be played from inside out, but I mean, don't ask Houston that. Don't tell them that, because they shoot 40, 50 threes a game, so they're not going according to logic. So that's a team of its own ilk, and don't tell Golden State that either. So.
Listen, Golden State still had to perform, had to have their inside game trump tight, and their defense has to be very, very, very strong. It's one of the reasons why Golden State, people don't understand it. Yeah, they're shooting threes, and Curry and the Splash Brothers are dropping them, but those guys play defense. They're fundamentally sound defensively. And so you're not going to, it just goes to show you that you're not going to get anywhere if you don't play defense. You got to. Game 1 against Portland, we had no defense.
Right.
Game 2, 3, 4, we picked it up. You could tell the difference, and we were able to score the basket. So it's a tough argument. Mm-hmm. Someone like me that was 6'9" and played like a guard, and having that kind of center philosophy mentality to now watch these guys setting up your center at the top of the key at the 3-point line. It's a whole different type of game.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a definitely type of game. Speaking of which, we haven't had any. This is now the second day in a row we haven't had any games, not yesterday or today, due to the shooting in Wisconsin and the aftermath of that with the Caucasian kid going and actually killing 2 other people, protesters there. I'm gonna leave you with this right here. What do you think about the NBA players all pretty much saying that they're not playing for these past couple of days, and also you had Major League Baseball jumping in, the WNBA jumping in, and you had all the other organizations, athletic sporting organizations, saying that they shut it down least for a 24 to 48 hour period. What do you think about that in regards to the unrest happening in Wisconsin?
I applaud them, and a lot of people thought at the beginning that they shouldn't be playing, and this is the reason why they should be playing. Without them playing, and they wouldn't have a platform to send a message. I applaud those guys and every other team and every other league that followed suit. It's what is supposed to have happened. You sacrifice for us your platform. You tell us, you're telling the public that that you're not for this, and the leagues are behind you, they're not for this. A game is a great message, but if you stop playing, then you have no platform to speak on. So I applaud what they've done. I thank them for the sacrifice of one game each. But I think that we should allow them, don't have a problem with them going back to play. That is a platform that we need to help us to get up through this fight, through this change that we need. So thank you guys, and we're looking forward to your words and commercials. I think that the leagues now, what has to happen and what never happens is that they should account now, appoint an oversight person. In other words, a person representing the league and the players that will constantly make sure that these issues stay in the public eye and that they are continued platforms for change, so that your players don't have to think they have to stop playing and not get paid and not go to work. I don't understand that. People today say that they should stop playing, but those same people get up and go to work tomorrow. So you've got to let those guys have that platform, so that platform can speak. And now there just has to be some type of oversight committee put in place that vigorously and outwardly follows the continuity of our seeking and need for justice. So you hire somebody, put them out there, and in every game you let us know what is going on, where we're at, because one thing that always happens is that the motivation, the action dies off, and we seem to lose the momentum. And that is where we're tired. We're tired of the same thing happening. And once we calm down, we think everything is okay. Boom, another unarmed black man gets shot. We don't hear about it for a few days. We don't see any action because we don't continue what we need to do. So one game, we spoke loud. Now let's get an oversight committee that goes out and makes sure that these injustices are dealt with in an expeditious fashion.
Okay, well, hopefully there will be, justice served, and hopefully this will be taken care of, and we can move forward as a society and get better. Show the love, and hopefully we'll be able to, get over this as a society and create a better world, man. Create a better place for us to live in, raise our kids, and just live, man. Just live, because these shooting of these black men, I'm getting a little tired of this personally. So hopefully this will be the last. I'm hoping, praying, got my fingers crossed, we won't hear about this for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Dundee, I think the ignorance out there says that we probably haven't seen the last, which is why we really have to, within a plan, begin to look and see immediately what we need to do within our communities to protect ourselves. Right now with COVID, homeschooling seems to be the thing that we're going to be led to, which is a great place for us to be able to keep an eye on our kids and teach them. We need some kind of neighborhood watch program that will allow us to make sure that police activity stays professional. We need to make that kind of stand starting at home. There's the police are only going to arrive so fast, so we have to be ready to preempt these types of situations that might put us in harm's way. It's a shame what's going on, and I pray for those families that have lost members. The gentleman that's now paralyzed unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's real tough, man. It's real tough. Well, Ken, I have to go, but we got to go because we got to get ready for the head now the session coming up. But I want to thank you for joining me here on this special edition of the radio show Unplugged right here, and also of the Back Behind the Mic podcast. Don't forget, this will be one of our podcasts that we'll add on to our pages, and also can have the link, and you can also like, comment, and share this if you like the conversation or if you hate the conversation. It don't matter. We want comments. We want everybody to express themselves. And Ken, go ahead and tell them where they can find you social media wise in case they want to go ahead and talk to you direct.
You can find me on Facebook. I'm not around too much, but on Facebook you can find me at 6ix9ine and Ova. 6ix9ine, the letters written out, the number 6ix9ine, the word and A-N-D, and then the word Ova, O-V-A. So that's facebook.com/6ix9ine and Ova. 6ix9ine and Ova. Go on there and ask to join Gifted Dream. That's where you're going to find our platform for Gifted Dream. And we will be exiting our infomercial for our COVID product pretty soon.
Okay. All right. So we'll be on the lookout for all that coming up. Again, Ken Austin, thank you for joining us, man. And we'll get with you down the road here. And don't forget the Head Now the Session's coming up in about an hour from now. Myself and MD and a special guest will make that move. Again, please stick and stay. Come on back, y'all. We're going to step away real quick and come back after this. Always the radio show.